It's the doing. It's the doing and the being a dancer that is the privilege. And that's the reward, and that's where I've come to know that I have a place in this world. When I was, I was probably 14 or 15, on Saturdays it would be my job to close the studio at the end of the day. So I had the key. I was entrusted with the key and given very specific instructions of what to do, which I followed meticulously, except that I didn't leave, I stayed. And I would hang out in that studio all by myself, until it got dark. And I would dance and I would sweep across the floor and have my fantasies, and it was just a wonderful opportunity. To me, it was all just tremendous fun. And I found myself soaking up the dance information that was available to me. So on the first day, I'm going across the Commons area, which was called the Oval, and I ran into Janet, and she said, "Where are you headed?" I went, "Well, I'm going over to the PE department. I got to sign up for a course that's required and of all entering freshmen." And she said, "Well, why don't you take a dance class? You can get PE credit for that." I said, "You're kidding, sign me up." So I got involved in dance immediately without planning to, was hooked from the get-go, loved the teacher, Helen Alkire, who was the founder of that department. It wasn't yet a department. And as I studied dance, I also then got involved in choreography classes, which I loved. I loved making things up. It was fun for me. It wasn't hard work, although I worked very hard at it, but it was more like playtime, but focused. And out of that, I became a dancer. Dancing with the New York Phil at Avery Fisher Hall, which I got to do once. We did a couple of performances, and then 3 or 4 other times at Avery Fisher Hall and Alice Tully Hall. But it's really not about the highlights. The real power and privilege is in being having been a touring artist, which is hard, grinding work. It's not glamorous at all. But that's what deepens one. That's where you really learn your art, your craft, your ability to get up on stage, tired or not, and continue to make work viable and fresh and interesting. Because every time you get up in front of an audience, it's a new group. They haven't seen you. They haven't seen the work. The real strength is in just doing it year after year. That's the highlight, is making it work for a lifetime. One thing that I've always believed in is that I'm really not interested in creating another Fred Strickler. It has no value at all for me. I'm much more interested in encouraging, helping to develop a young artist who has her or his own ideas about the directions they're heading in. Well, I would say that getting to be a dancer has fulfilled all my dreams. It is very much, being a dancer is very much an expression of who I am in this world. That I've had the opportunities, the privileges, and the wherewithal to sustain a life in dance for as long as I have is, for me, a gift. I regard it as a gift. It's as good as the gift of life itself, and I don't regret giving my life to dance. There's nothing to regret there. It has informed me about myself, about my place in the world, about the kinds of contributions that I have been given the privilege to make. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.